it feels great, man. I'm definitely excited and just happy to be free.
New Orleans native rapper Christopher Dorsey, y'all know him as BG, given his first on-camera interview since getting out of jail last September.
Well, only on 6 Now, WDSU reporter Shay O'Connor spoke with Dorsey and has his message for the youth of New Orleans.
My fans got me through for real, for real.
After serving 12 and a half years in prison, Dorsey was released last September, with video of the moment going viral across social media.
To still be relevant, you know, after 12 years and people still appreciate you, still want to hear from you, was nothing short of a blessing, man.
BG was a part of New Orleans' own Cash Money Records, alongside rappers like Lil Wayne, Turk, and Juvenile in the late 90s and early 2000s. He's been living in Las Vegas since being free, and in true BG fashion, he's been getting back to business.
A whole bunch of things that I'm just sitting on, just waiting on the court to tell me that I can move forward with my career.
The conditions of Dorsey's probation states he's required to have explicit permission from the court before entering into self-employment.
They say they didn't want me doing nothing pertaining to rap or nothing pertaining to entertainment that I could get paid off of unless I get permission.
Weeks ago, the rapper was arrested on several probation violations related to his 3-year supervised release, including performing on stage alongside Lil Boosie in February.
There's nothing criminal about, you know, being a rapper or being an entertainer.
Dorsey says he doesn't mind complying, but just hopes to one day be able to do what he loves again. Earlier this month, Dorsey visited the Juvenile Justice Intervention Center to talk to incarcerated youth, a discussion he says he wishes someone would have had with him when he was a boy.
Follow your heart, you know, don't let nobody tell you that what you can't do, you know, you're great. And yeah, man, you know, stay in school, stop the violence, and you know, at the end of the day, if I'm somebody you want to be like, don't be like me, be better than me.
BG's lawyers have filed a motion to the courts, and a judge is expected to make a ruling in terms of BG's probation in the coming days. And of course, WDSU will keep you updated.
Look, 12 years in the Fed. I'm fresh out that bitch. Toting sticks, doing drills. I been bout that shit. That's your wife, that's my hoe. I been down that bitch. Government label my dog a assassin. 7 bodies and some bank robbers. Did it all in this Steverable glasses. Got that life sentence. Lot of pussy niggas in the hood, they was happy. Look, you want beef, I give it to you. I ain't got no problems with it. Every time I pull up, I got a few riders with me. Murders in the city, my little partners probably did it. Those up. My baby promised me a whip, it never showed up. I told him give me 3 mil, he told me hold up. I told her homie that I love him, but I'm a grown up. And I called, she said I cried cause I was proud that you ain't tell. All I could do was smile, you don't know how they made me feel. I held my head up and started walking down you. Can't believe nothing you hear, especially when it's from a square. My name too solid for you to smear, solid sense of high chill. Chisel back to the basics, time money can't waste.
Yo, what it is, people, we is back. Another day on Keep It G News. And before I get in this video, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Especially my subscribers, y'all. Y'all see what's going on right now, man. We all we got, yo. So it's a must that you share the videos. Because right now, YouTube is only showing my videos to my subscribers. So, I mean, that's what we dealing with, yo. But we going to work through it. You know, it's the team thing. Team work make the dream work. You heard me. But in this video, we got to talk about BG, yo. So we got to go to New Orleans, even though BG was living in Las Vegas. But no matter how you put it, we're in New Orleans federal court right now, yo. Because what's going on with BG, yo, should be a crime. I'm going to keep it all the way real, y'all. And for people that's not familiar, y'all know BG just came home. He just did the 12 years. You know, he ain't even been home for a year. But when he came home, he hit the ground running. I got to keep it real. BG is one of them people, and you rarely ever see this nowadays, especially for somebody to do as much time as he did. But BG came home, and it seemed like he ain't missed a step. You know, He put out good music. I liked it. Some people might disagree, but I thought his music was still on a level he had it when he left the streets, even though times changed. But he came home and he stirred a pot. He had his little back and forth with Turk. You know, he name dropped Birdman, name dropped Wayne, you know, and some people might look at that a certain type of way. You know, I don't know if it was a play or not, but it worked for him. But I always talk about this, y'all, a lot, y'all. Whenever you popping or whatever you got something going and you catching people's eyes, you're going to catch the eyes of the wrong people. And in BG's situation, y'all, we talking about the federal government, even though we know they had their eyes on him the whole time. But it looked like to me they watched him like a hawk. Because what's going on with BG, yo, is something that I don't typically see. Especially, I don't think we typically seen with rappers that did federal time. Finesse 2 times is home with the feds right now. He's not having this problem. Boosie is on federal home monitor. He's not having this problem. Youngboy was just on the feds home monitor as well. He wasn't having this problem, even though he got other problems, but he's not having a problem with lyrics. And that's what y'all gonna discover in this video. This is what it's all about. About lyrics and about some other things. So this video ain't gonna be too lengthy, but I got a nice article I want to read for y'all. It's really not an article, it's really a motion that the U.S. government filed on behalf of the government, and what they trying to say, they want BG Future to look like while he's on federal probation or parole. And I want to take y'all through something that I said when this first kicked off. You know, when we first got the information that BG got arrested, I think he was home by the time we found out. But when we got this information, y'all, I did a video. And in that video, I spoke to a few things that you're going to hear in this article. Government's motion for a rule to show cause while a defendant's terms of supervised release should not be modified. Now to court comes the United States of America, appearing herein by and through the under-designed Assistant U.S. State's Attorney, who respectfully asks that Christopher Dorsey's supervised release be modified in a fashion that will support his efforts at rehabilitation. On July 18, 2012, Judge Bergen sentenced Dorsey to 120 months in the custody of the United States Bureau of Prisons for counts 1 and 2, for which he was convicted of being a felon in possession of a firearm in violation of Title 18, United States Code, Section 922G1. He was also sentenced to serve 168 months as to count 3, for which he was convicted of obstruction of justice in violation of Title 18, United States Code, Section 1512C2 and K. He was also sentenced to serve a 2-year term of supervised release as to count 1, 2, and 3. On June 27, 2018, Dorsey's case was related to Judge Susie Morgan. On June 24, 2024, the court reduced Dorsey's previous imposed sentence of imprisonment to time served, pursuant to Title 18 United States Code Section 3582C2. At his request, Dorsey was released to the District of Nevada and his terms of release started. One of his special conditions of his supervised release was that he had to obtain prior written approval from the court before entering self-employment. See Reg Docket 165. Also, as a standard condition of release, he was not to associate with any persons engaged in criminal activity and should not associate with any person convicted of a felony unless granted permission to do so by the probation officer. Dorsey has violated the terms and conditions of his supervised release at the outline by the United States Probation Office petition for warrant C.Doc 165 and as outlined in a letter from the United States Probation Officer in the District of Nevada dated April 5th, 2024, which is attached as Exhibit A. The government incorporates each of those rules in this rule to show cause. The basic allegations are that on the 8th day of supervision, February 8th, 2024, Dorsey failed to obtain this court approval before he participated in a concert as a self-employed artist, and he associated with other known felons while doing so, thus committing 2 violations discussed above. Defense counsel has filed a memorandum in relation to alleged supervised release violations seeking to explain Dorsey's violations, see Docket 173, and requests that this court allow him to remain on supervised release. As part of his submission, Dorsey indicates that he is a benefit to the community and that he has changed his life for the better. He is a positive influence and inspiration, including for those who come from underprivileged communities or who were incarcerated. See Doc 173 P10. He has also attached several letters from associates, including Brian Williams of Cash Money Records, who praised Dorsey's music. Williams made several statements such as Dorsey uses his music as a platform for personal and society reflection. Christopher has the potential to inspire, uplift, and empower individuals to navigate life changes with courage and determination. We have seen firsthand the positive impact that artists like Christopher can have on communities through their music and personal narratives. They have the ability to foster understanding, empathy, and unity among people from diverse backgrounds. Christopher's unique voice and perspective are invaluable assets in promoting messages of hope, resilience, and growth. By embracing his music and his expression, we are fostering a culture of creativity, empowerment, and positive change. See Docket 173, page 13. Unfortunately, the kind words mentioned above are a far cry from what Mr. Dorsey is actually doing, as the court is aware. One of the main purposes of a supervised release is rehabilitation. To reach the goal, the court imposed both standard and special conditions of supervised release to assist the defendant in this effort. Based on the facts as presented by the United States probation officers from the Eastern District of Louisiana and the District of Nevada, it appears that there is probable cause to believe that Dorsey is in violation of the terms of his supervised release. He worked as a self-employed artist without court approval, and he associated with other felons. However, what's more disturbing is that Mr. Dorsey appears to be traveling down the same road that landed him in prison in the first place. While the government commends him for his entrepreneurial abilities to get back into the music industry, it has a significant concern as to how this will affect his rehabilitation as he re-enters society, which is the main reason for the period of supervised release. It appears that Mr. Dorsey is getting back into the same lifestyle that led to his long period of incarceration, as evident by his recently released song, The Same Gangster, available on YouTube, and several others that are similar in nature as mentioned below. As the court is aware, Mr. Dorsey is a talented rap artist and has since the age of 13, unfortunately. Mr. Dorsey has used his talents to glorify the violent, lawlessness, gangster lifestyle in those, including some of his associates who participate in it. Mr. Dorsey was sentenced back in 2012. The government filed under seal on May 15, 2012, a motion seeking an upward departure based on several serious issues, including his rap songs, videos. Some of these songs and videos were directly tied to murders committed by Telly Hankton, Walter Porter, aka Moni, aka Urkel, and their associates, and were presented to the jury in their RICO trial. During Mr. Dorsey's sentencing hearing on August 6, 2012, United States Judge Ginger Berringer stated, his videos extol and glorify violence and makes it seem glamorous and powerful. I think probably his videos and his rapping may have contributed to the murders of young people in this city. Young people listening to this rapping look at his videos and encourage them to think violence is not only okay, but it's something to admire and emulate. I think that's deplorable and frankly disgusting. And for that, I think Mr. Dorsey should be ashamed. See sentencing transcript, document 50, page 4. Those powerful and accurate comments about Mr. Dorsey, his music, and his effect on the community refute the completely different perspective. Brian Williams paints in his letter of support that he was discussed above. Defense Counsel Memorandum, Rec. Doc 173, and the attached letter, Doc 1731, suggests Mr. Dorsey has devoted himself to becoming a contributing member of society and law-abiding citizen. Mr. Dorsey has evidently volunteered with the Emerald Dream Foundation and an animal rescue organization and Hope for Prisoners, an organization helping prisoners reintegrate into society. See document 173. These actions may be commendable, but Mr. Dorsey's other conduct is quite different. Since being released from prison in February 2024, Mr. Dorsey has already released several rap songs, which can be found on the internet on YouTube, where he once again glorifies murders, drug dealing, and threatens those who cooperate with police. See Say My Grace, available on YouTube. Why, The Comeback Kid, and Shake Your Dreads, available at YouTube. In the songs he glorifies Telly Hankton and Walter Porter, aka Moni, and several others who have been convicted in federal court of RICO violation. which include the murders of rivals and witnesses to their other crimes, as well as drug dealing in New Orleans, for example. At 45 seconds, it's a comeback kid. Dorsey glorifies Telly Hankton and Walter Porter. At 1 minute and 20 seconds, it's a comeback kid video. Dorsey raps that get back a mother effer, my foot on these niggas' necks. At 1:36 into the comeback kid video, Dorsey raps, I got my scope on that AR and I ain't missing at all. At 1:40 into the comeback kid video, Dorsey talks about getting back at people once he get off federal supervised release, which he refers to as papers. At 3:17 into the Shake Your Dreads video, Dorsey states, I'm fresh out of the feds, play with me you dead. And at 3:39 to Shake Your Dreads video, Dorsey raps, on your head, I will put up a bounty. As is evident from this sample, many words and phrases can describe the messages in Mr. Dorsey's music, but in terms of uplifting, inspirational, or promoting messages of hope, resilience, and personal growth that Brian Williams uses would not be amongst them. Mr. Dorsey and his attorneys will undoubtedly argue that the government is trying to punish Mr. Dorsey because he's a rap artist. That is simply not true. The government would take the same position concerning this content if Mr. Dorsey performed opera, country, rock and roll, heavy metal, reggae, or any other genre of music, or whether he just wrote it as some form of poetry. The problem is not the genre, rather it is Mr. Dorsey's continued praise of drug dealers who have murdered numerous people in this city, and his continued threat to those who cooperate with law enforcement. All of this demonstrates that Mr. Dorsey is engaging in the same conduct that Judge Berger described as deplorable and frankly disgusting. See document 15, page 4. Mr. Dorsey's conduct directly contradicts the goals of supervised release, rehabilitation, and becoming a responsible law-abiding member of our community. As this court is aware, it is the responsibility of the United States Probation Office to try and steer anyone on supervised release away from continuing in their criminal activity. There is no way that any responsible person can view these new videos, and there are more than just the ones I listed in the memo, with an understanding of Mr. Dorsey's past, and conclude that Mr. Dorsey was taking his rehabilitation seriously, citing 18 UCS in 3583 C2. Defense counsel notes that the supervised conditions should be reasonably related to certain sentencing factors. See documents 173-1, page 14 and 15. He asserts supervised release conditions cannot involve a greater deprivation of liberty than is reasonably necessary to achieve those statutory goals. See document 173-1, page 14 and 15. Given the nature and circumstances of the offenses and the history and characteristics of the defendant, preventing Mr. Dorsey from glorifying crime and violence is appropriate. 18 U.S.C. N 3583 D1. Such preventive measures appropriately satisfies the need to afford adequate deterrence to criminal conduct. 18 U.S.C. N 3583 D2. Certainly prohibiting Mr. Dorsey from glorifying violence and threatening others also serves the need to protect the public from further crimes of the defendant. 18 UCS N 3583 D3. Based on defense counsel memorandum, document 173 and the attached later dated April 18, 2024 from Michael Reinhardt, which is attached as Exhibit B, it appears that Mr. Dorsey and his entertainment attorneys are on the brink of securing deals in the industry that will bring them a significant payday as a gangster rapper. Is a popular genre of music. While that individual desires to make money, it's understandable. This is not the purpose of supervised release. Mr. Dorsey says that he has taken responsibility for his action, but it does not appear, based on the recently released songs, that he truly understands the wake of destruction that he left in his own community, as stated by Judge Berger. He seems determined to commit the same fatal damages in the future, whether he likes it or not. Mr. Dorsey is a leader in this community, as Judge Berger acknowledged. Young people listen to his rap, look at his videos. Document 15, page 4. Brian Williams suggests that Mr. Dorsey can inspire, uplift, and empower individuals to navigate life changes with courage and determination and foster understanding, empathy, and the unity among people from diverse backgrounds, and that Mr. Dorsey is able to provide messages of hope, resilience, and personal growth. See documents 173, page 13. However, Mr. Dorsey's recent songs, videos once again extol and glorifies violence. It makes it seem glamorous and powerful. See document 15, page 4. To be clear, the government is not stating that Mr. Dorsey is solely responsible for the negative impact on our community. However, he has done his part to encourage this culture of violence and despair. Mr. Dorsey has violated his terms of supervised release by becoming self-employed and associating with other known felons without permission for probation. And in doing so, he is traveling down the same road that landed him in prison in the first place. Mr. Dorsey's music has the power to move and inspire, but it's completely up to him to decide what direction it will go. Based on his latest songs, it appears that he's decided to continue to glorify murder, drug dealing, and to threaten those who cooperate with police. This mindset is inconsistent with the goals of rehabilitation. Despite Mr. Dorsey's initial complications on supervised release, the government does not believe that a revocation of his supervised release and a return to incarceration is warranted at this time. The government believes that a slight modification of the conditions of his supervised release would be reasonably sufficient to achieve these statutory goals as outlined in Title 18 United States Code Section 3553 and 3583 E2. Wherefore, for the foregoing reasons, the government respectfully requests that this court focus Mr. Dorsey on his need for rehabilitation and his general responsibility to the community at large as he attempts to re-enter society as a responsible law-abiding citizen. To this end, the government requests that Dorsey be ordered to appear for a hearing on a status conference before the court where his supervised release conditions can be modified and clarified to include the following. Dorsey should provide his U.S. probation officer with a written copy of the lyrics of every song that he has written, in whole or in part, since being released from the Bureau of Prisons, or for any song that he may write, in whole or in part, while on supervised release. The lyrics of these songs will be kept by U.S. probation to monitor Dorsey's work and will not be released to or made. Now, some people will listen to that article and say, I don't see nothing wrong with it. You know, we do got a problem in our community with rap lyrics. Rap do perpetuate violence. And for BG to be 40 plus years old, he really shouldn't be rapping like that anyway. And I would agree. I would have to agree. I would give you no pushback when it come to that. But this is my problem. So, I did a video not too long ago, I said, when it first kicked off, and look at what I said. I made more money than that judge made last 2 years. That motherfucker's jealous. They envious. She seen that man on TV. You know they watching. You know they watching. I promise you. Susie Morgan watching BG like we watching. And she ain't even out of coaching. You know what I mean? She trying to send him back. And it's crazy because he don't even have that much time. What you gonna get, another 18 months out of him? Like, come on now. But that's cool with them. She gonna try to make him max out completely. The man did. He did what y'all asked him to do, man. Y'all sentenced the man to 12 years. And I think in New Orleans, they still upset that BG didn't tell. You know they was trying hard to get BG to tell. They was trying hard to get BG to tell on, what's the nigga name? What's the boy name, y'all? That one of the niggas, Talkington or something? I can't remember your name. One of them niggas that was getting a lot of money in New Orleans. Telly Hankton. They was trying to get BG to tell on Telly Hankton. BG ain't tell. I don't think they like that. Now, when that live I did, this was when it first happened, yo. When we first found out that BG got arrested, and there was a firestorm on the internet because we didn't understand why. You know, word got released that BG got locked up because they don't want him to rap. And that's what it sounds like to me. I don't think they want BG to rap. And the reason why I think they don't want BG to rap is because they hating. They jealous. And some people might think, well, what you mean? Like, just the federal government, what they doing hating? I'm telling y'all, this is how the system works. When you got a guy that's got potential, you know BG gonna get some money. You feel me? Because he still got beat, still got Birdman in his corner. I don't know his relationship to Wayne, but at the end of the day, BG is a hustler. We didn't see BG separate from Cash Money and was building his own buzz. Like, who else have we seen that from besides Wayne? But Telly Hankton and BG was close friends, you know? And when BG got arrested, they wanted BG to tell on Telly Hankton. And I think all of this is about the vendetta they got between BG and the fact that he didn't tell. And some people might say, y'all, I don't think that that's a little far-fetched, but I'm trying to tell y'all these people work this way. They work this way. If you don't give them what they want, they're going to come after you, yo. And I would expect for them to come after BG even more, even after y'all federal parole. Because you got to understand, y'all, BG would have told. You know how big that would have been? They could have wore that like a trophy. We got BG to tell on one of the biggest gangsters in New Orleans history. And one of the biggest rappers in New Orleans history. Oh my gosh, yo, they would have had a party. I'm talking about $100 bills for everybody. You understand? We talking about bonuses and shit like that. This is how these people work. And the fact that BG didn't tell, it left them with a black eye. At least that's what they feel. In my opinion, that's what I think it is. Because though it sounds like they saying some real things, you know, rap is a problem in our community. Rap do perpetuate violence. You know, BG really is too old for that. But at the same time, when has the federal government ever cared about that? You understand what I'm saying? I just mentioned several rappers that's dealing with the feds right now, and they're not going through this. This is not a problem for the federal government. This is not something they ever cared about. For all we know, they've been a part of the problem for decades now. So why is it now when it comes to BG, they trying to act like they this, what's the word I'm looking for? They this cure, they the fix that the community need when they always been the problem. So it sounds good on a surface level, but once you really dial back and peel back the layers, you like, yo, come on, man. You can tell me anything, that don't mean I gotta believe it. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that's what they doing in this situation. They're saying anything and it sounds great. It sounds great. But if you know about the federal government and its relationship to the people, us, the community, you like, man, hell no, ain't no way y'all care that much. The way so y'all trying to silence this man. They told this man, yo, he gotta write down his lyrics and give it to his PO. And my question is, what the PO gonna do with it afterwards? You understand? It's like they trying to use BG lyrics to solve cases, and I don't even think BG is involved in that type of stuff. That man just did 12 years. He trying to come home and enjoy life, but as long as the federal government got him under hold, they gonna make it hard for him. And that's what it looks like to me, yo. And if I was BG, whenever he get off federal parole, he need to make sure he's walking a tightrope, because these people going to be there to catch him whenever he fall. You understand what I'm saying? Because I just had a hard time to believe that the federal government actually cared that much to where as though they want to silence this man. No, man, this is about money. This is about respect. This is about them feeling like BG got away. You know, if they could have flipped BG, yo, that would have been a trophy for the United States government, New Orleans division. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I want to know how y'all feel about this in the comments, man. Are y'all buying this letter? Because like I said, it sounds great. The letter sounds great because rap is a problem and rap can lead to violence. But to say that BG is heading down this same path just because he's rapping about it is insane to me. I mean, just because he rapping about it, that don't mean he living it. Yo, for decades, it been Ice Cube, one of the biggest gangster rappers, never lived it. You understand? Just because you rapping about it, that don't mean you gotta be living it. Like, them guys is locked up and gone away. Ain't like he can bring them home. Like, yo, they not letting them boys out of prison, man. Y'all don't even know how a gangster came home. You understand? But I don't know how y'all feel about this in the comments, man. Well, we do know how a gangster came home. Check out the video. I detailed it in great lengths. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments, man. I'm not buying the letter. I'm calling it cap. I think they hating. I think they upset that the same BG getting buzzed and they thought he was going to flame out. Just like most rappers would have done in his position. But BG got backing. He got supporters. You know, a lot of us still here. And I think they thought he was going to flame out and he was going to have a hard time getting back acclimated into the streets and, well, into the world. And they hated that. They hated that he did it, and it seemed like it came with ease, man. Now they trying to just throw obstacles in his way. But from what I understand, BG only got maybe 2 years left on parole. You feel me? So it look like to me he just gonna sit it out, yo. Because I'm gonna keep it real. I won't be writing my raps sending it to no fucking parole officer. I mean, like, yo, it's a grown man. What you mean I gotta write my raps down and y'all proofread my raps? Man, get out of here, man. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments, yo. It's another day of Keep It G News.
Nigga can't do what I do, y'all niggas can't copy me. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep the shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G.